Hello, everyone.
Hi.
How are we doing? We're going to pretend like I didn't just talk to you for 30 minutes before the song. It's fine. How is everybody?
Swell.
Great.
Try to sound enthusiastic, Cody.
Yeah, it's not gonna let me do my reactions on here because I'm on my laptop today, not my desktop.
We've decided, everyone, that we are doing cozy, sleepy vibes today. And if that turns into loopy, sleepy vibes, we will not apologize.
Yeah.
Should we introduce ourselves? Go in the little circle.
Yes. Am I the first in the circle? Which
You're
way
the first in the circle. Welcome to the circle.
Hi everyone. I am Cody. I'm a writer. I post videos and things on YouTube. I am currently working on a mystery thriller that's supposed to debut in a couple months called The Ghostwriters Club. It's currently with its last round of beta readers. And while that is with them, I have been playing around with my new fantasy series that I'm going to be starting here soon called Project Purple here on the channel. And tonight, I am going to be reading a cozy fantasy, Legends and Lattes, and hanging out, yapping, and having a good time. So that's me.
Love it. Brielle.
Love it. Hi, I'm Brielle. I'm working on a new adult fantasy that's hopefully going to be my debut next year. And I'm working on draft 2. So I'm going to be revising chapter 3 today. And I need a fresh scene. So that should be super fun to work on during this stream.
Yay. Kayla.
Hi, I'm Kayla. I also make videos here on YouTube. It's been a very long time since I was on a live stream. And I'm going to be working on might pop into outlining book 2 because I'm feeling a little stuck with the first book, which is in draft 4. And I might do some poetry as well because the poetry has been flowing lately. So figured I may as well.
Doesn't it feel like every time that you're blocked with a novel, suddenly poetry is come so easily? Like, why?
Yeah, I'm like, I must be processing something right now because there's a lot of poetry coming out.
I feel that for sure. And if y'all don't know me, that's weird because you're on my channel. But hi, I'm Natalie, and I'm currently writing a YA fantasy that is very loosely based off of Anastasia, both the movie and the myth. And yeah, we're vibing. I'm about halfway through right now. And I also make videos on the internet. So if you're not subscribed to me, you should subscribe. If not, subscribe to these people. You should do that too. And for a shameless plug, you should like this video because if you like it, that'd be great. Let's see who all is here. We got Annie excited, Adam's here, Tia's here, Margot, Falcon, everybody. Ian's up in here. Everybody's here. Hi, people. There's so many of you. Oh my gosh. It's a happy time on a Natalie stream. I'm glad you think so. I'm feeling loopy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Cody and Brielle on their couches, extra cozy. I was commenting on how Brielle's like background, it's so moody and beautiful. Hi, Diane. So sweet. Adam's excited that Kayla is here. As am I.
We're all very excited that Kayla is here.
Oh, wow. Hi, people. They just keep coming. Okay. Let's see. If you have any questions for us, hi, Alyssa.
Hi, Alyssa.
Go ahead and drop them in the chat. We can do a little bit of some question time before we write, because if you know anything about me, I yap more than I write sometimes. Can't apologize for that. That's who I am as a person. But I have a question in case we'll just kick it off with me. I was going to say, what is your ideal writing day for each of you? You get endless money. You get to teleport if you want.
Oh.
My ideal writing day for me is a day where I have nowhere else to go or be.
I would say samesies. I think a retreat writing day would be my favorite type of writing day. And if we can teleport, maybe in a little Airbnb in Hawaii somewhere.
For me, it'd be like a cozy cabin on a mountain somewhere by myself.
Nice.
Love it.
I don't think I'd want to be alone. I think that'd be too much.
I love being alone.
Okay, Kayla.
Oh, sorry, there was a noise. Threw me
I-
off. Distracted me. I'm also easily distracted. Okay, well, as soon as you said that we can teleport, I was like, castle in Scotland, most likely, potentially castle in Germany. There's a couple. They're on my list to go to. We'll teleport there. I will probably make a pit stop and buy some sort of outfit to wear that is not from this era, just for fun. Unlimited money.
Love it.
Yeah, and then I will light a massive fire in the castle somewhere, and I'll maybe hire someone to like play some classical music while I write, and that's it.
Period.
I love that you're literally hiring someone to make the music.
Yeah.
That's
What am I going to do?
incredible.
Play it off my Bluetooth speaker in my castle living room? Absolutely not.
No. Live band.
Yeah.
I love that. That's a fantastic dream. I think my ideal writing day is honestly similar to Cody's. I think I want to be in a cabin. I want to like write on the wraparound porch in the mountains.
Yes, I love
in
a
like
porch.
Idaho or something like that. Like, I love Idaho.
You just come
And,
up to where I live. There's cabins in the mountains everywhere.
Kayla, it's too cold where you live,
It is
and
pretty cold.
I can't deal with the cold or the snow. So a nice warm mountain. You know, a nice warm mountain. And a wraparound porch and no bugs. That's what I want.
Key,
yes.
So that's why I like the cold, because when it's cold, the bugs all die.
Yeah.
Listen, I live in a magical place called New Mexico where we don't have bugs and it's warm. So get on my level.
There's no bugs?
There's no, well, I mean, like, we have like scorpions, but they can't fly in your face.
Yeah, I hope not.
We got tarantulas.
Oh, no, ma'am.
They're fine. They don't bother you. They're
That's
really
why
slow.
Weird Al Yankovic wrote a song about that place.
Who?
Weird Al.
Weird Al Yankovic. Yeah. Fun fact, I memorized that in college. It's a 10-minute song. And I performed it as a dramatic monologue.
Wait, what is this? I have no idea.
Albuquerque.
There's a song called Albuquerque that is a 10-minute long song.
It's crazy.
And I want to tell you that Albuquerque isn't actually like that, but it kind of is.
What I remember is like the squirrel that jumps out of a box and like is like scratching over his face.
Yeah, and that's how he loses his ear. Anyway, let's see what everyone else wants. Adam said, ideal writing day in the Himalayas with a steam-powered typewriter surrounded by penguins.
Okay, penguins.
What?
This is very specific.
I would get no writing done if there were penguins.
Would the steam like dampen the paper?
No, it's a magical world.
You're right.
The penguins would also distract me, though. That is very true. Castle in Scotland would be amazing. Agreed. Tia says, oh yeah, put me in a castle. Hiking in the Highlands and camping there in Scotland. Marie agrees with me. Wraparound porch. All about a balcony. Are there warm mountains? Yeah. Somewhere? Probably. Alyssa says, define cold, Coney.
Like, for what? A mountain or like the bugs die?
For your writing retreat.
Like for me, I mean, I was outside in shorts in 20 degrees. So
you're one of those crazies.
Listen.
Celsius for me.
I'm just, yeah.
It was 70 degrees today here, so I was a little chilly, but it's fine.
I'm not outside for an extended period of time, for sure. It's like a walk out to the car, go to the grocery store in some shorts, you know?
Like Stilmades is as an introvert, ideal writing day sitting on a couch surrounded by puppies and kitties.
Felt that.
Agreed. Honestly, agreed. Okay. We feel like we're ready to write, friends?
No. I'm going to read.
Well, you're going to read, so chill. I forgot to share my screen, so talk amongst yourselves. Please hold.
And so everyone say hi to Sleepy Duchess.
Is it Kat?
Yeah, she's up here.
Hi, Duchess.
There's a high chance my roommate's cat starts screaming at my door shortly. So
Oh, big stretch.
I just like roommate cat. I like to imagine that your roommate is a cat.
yeah, she is one of the roommates. The most vocal roommate.
There we go.
Okay, peoples. We're gonna do 25 minutes, take a break, yap for a while, 25 more minutes, and then figure out if we want to do a third sprint. So let's do. Did you just?
You also have a fireworks show down there.
Sorry.
How did you do that one?
Sorry. It was the double thumbs up.
Sorry.
I'm
Very
not
exciting. Hi, honey.
They're all around me.
Hey, it's the ideal writing day.
Yeah. Oh
On a
yeah.
couch,
Oh my gosh.
surrounded by puppies and kitties.
Surrounded by puppies and kitties on the couch.
We're so pumped.
Yeah.
All right, people. We're gonna shut up. We're gonna write. We will see you in 25 minutes.
Good luck.
How'd we do?
Good.
Good.
I got like 190 words. I'm still trying to figure out the progression of this scene, but it feels like I got through a stuck point, so that's good.
That's great. What about you, Kayla?
I spent most of that sprint going through various note documents for between the waves. There's a lot of them, probably too many. I have a bad habit of like opening a new document to like word vomit. I should keep all of it in one document, but maybe in the future.
Organization is for boring people.
Yeah. So I spent most of the time doing that, and then kind of just started working through some character stuff with my main character again, which I feel like I'm always doing, but yeah, I don't know. It needs to be done. So we're just gonna keep doing it until it's done and until things start making more sense and flowing again. So
yeah. Well, it sounds like you were getting somewhere, so that's half the battle.
Yeah, I hope so.
Let's see. I finished up chapter 18, started chapter 19. Got 602 words, which is actually incredible. That's much higher than I thought it was going to be.
That's huge.
Yeah, I know. I kind of finished up chapter 18 with, I was joking with Brielle earlier that I do this to myself where I leave notes where I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here. And I definitely did that in this last chapter. I was like, yeah, this chapter isn't my best work. Oh, well. It's okay, because it's done now. Draft 1. It's fine. Cody, how's reading?
It's great. It's very cozy vibes. I'm really enjoying the story.
How far are you into it?
Not very far. I'm on like chapter 6, I think. I finished chapter 5, and I started chapter 6 on that sprint. But yeah, it's basically, I mean, for those that don't know, it's like the story of this orc who is coming to this town called Thun, and she wants to open up a coffee shop, but like no one here knows what coffee is because it's a fantasy world. And so it's just like really cute and fun. And she's like recruiting these people around town. Like she hired this guy to help her build the coffee shop, and like because it was a horse stable, but she's renovating it. It's like really just like chill, cozy vibes, and I'm living for it.
I love that.
Love it.
Okay, let's see how everybody else did. I have to scroll up so high because you all are commenting so much, which is amazing, but it just means that I get lost in the sauce sometimes. Okay. Irene said 289 words. Anna did 350, but felt like 2,000, you know? Yeah. Where you're like, oh yeah, I definitely wrote 1,000,001 words, and you definitely did. Yeah, I get that. 589, got through a chapter, 447 words in the last 15 minutes. Okay, nice.
Whoa.
Attention span. Totally forgot what I was doing. Fair. Rachel said 50-ish words. I don't type as fast on my phone as I do on my laptop. Honestly, I get that. The E. Taylor got 433, rewriting a scene. Ian's cooking dinner, so no words, but the kids will live to see another day. Lynn got about 300. Rachel wants to know, hey, Cody, is that a corgi?
Yes, it is in fact a corgi.
It's a very large hamster, actually.
Yes. We picked her up at the science fair.
111 words. Hi, Kelly. 472 words, all the things. Please tell Honey that Anna would die for her.
Okay, Honey. People on the street that would die for you.
Oh. She knows
I love
it
her
too.
so much. All right. If anybody has any questions for one of us or all of us, please drop it in the comments. We'd love to chat about things. But until then, opening up the floor to you three. Do you guys have any questions for anybody?
I do. I don't think I knew that you were doing another round of betas, Cody. Can you like break down what you're hoping for from this round, like what sort of feedback and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, right now, because this is like what the version it is now is very, very close to what the final version is going to be. So it's almost like an arc sort of thing / beta. Really just making sure that if they were to pick this up and read this, like, is there anything that feels unearned? Is there anything that, any plot things that kind of come out of nowhere? Like final, I guess, opinions on the actual structure of the story and everything. And because I rewrote the ending. So that's really the main feedback that I'm looking for is, does this new ending tie everything up for you? Does it feel earned? And were you like, oh my gosh, I'm so shocked, because that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a little second final twist. So we'll see what happens.
Gotcha. Nice.
Yeah.
Kayla, I know you did a bunch of beta stuff as well. I'm trying to remember, are you on betas right now, or you're still going through feedback?
I have gone through the feedback. The draft that I'm working on draft 4. I'm like 5 scenes into it, maybe, I think. I basically went through all the feedback and then kind of re-outlined and then decided I wanted to change the timeline of the beginning, just because there was stuff that like basically happened between the prologue and the beginning of the book that I was like, why am I not writing this? Like, this is like the interesting part. This actually shows what's happening to her. What am I just going to like do flashbacks to show what happened? I was just not happy with that. So that's what I'm currently trying to draft 4. But I think there's a lot of like, I'm doing a lot of questioning myself because I've done a lot of changing, and obviously like writing is rewriting. That's kind of just how it works. But I have to like actively remind myself that, because otherwise I spiral very quickly. So it's going very slow because I'm like, am I sure I want to do this? Maybe I should go back to how it was. Maybe I should just shelve the whole thing and work on something new. Like it's good fun up here.
I think writer's doubt is like, a never-ending cycle. Because it always like, you're on a circle or in a wheel, right? Where like some days you're like, wow, I'm the best writer that's ever existed, and my writing's incredible. And then like in 12 hours, you're like, I should abandon all hope. This is terrible. And it's just a wheel that keeps going.
It is always a cycle for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
True.
I'm sorry you feel like that. I'm
That's
sure
right.
it's wonderful.
Part of the process. I'm trying to get comfortable with it. Because it's going to happen again. Like, I feel like it's nice hearing from other writers who have written quite a few books or published or just have more experience than I do. And they're like, I've written 10 books and I still get to this point in the draft where I'm like, this is all awful. I'm a terrible writer. I don't know what I'm doing. So that actually, like, I don't know. When I hear people say that, I'm like, okay, so I just need to get comfortable with this feeling then, because it's not going away.
Yeah, it's good to get comfortable with the voice in your head, because no one's going to love your book more than you do. So
yeah.
So it's also trying. Cody, you said this yesterday, but the thing where it's like, you said Brandon Sanderson, you can explain it better than me, but Brandon Sanderson always scraps half his book or something.
Yeah, he in his most recent, it might have been the most recent one that I was watching, but he talks about how like a lot of people that set out to write a book, they always get hung up on having the perfect beginning. And something that he just knows as a fact about himself now is that every time he sits down to write a new book, he is always going to scrap the first 10 chapters and rewrite them, because it's usually about a third of the way, or about 10 chapters in, when he really knows what the story is going to be and where it's heading. And he has a very clear vision for the story. And so he just blazes through the first 10 chapters because he knows they're going to get scrapped in the end anyways, and then rewrites them after he finishes the rest of the book. So
interesting.
The epitome of just write, and you can fix it.
And like, how validating.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Right. And if Brandon Sanderson does that, then hello.
Yeah. I mean, he's doing something right. So
exactly.
How many books has he published?
Oh, too many.
Like 20 or 30, right? Like something insane.
Something like that.
Doesn't matter. The people in the comments are demanding that we do last lines.
What?
So if y'all are new here, usually on my streams, what I do is have people read the last line that they wrote in their book. It can't be the best one you wrote. It has to be the last line that you wrote, unless it's a giant spoiler. You don't have to participate, but if you want to, y'all can drop them in the chat, or we can go around the circle here and tell people what the last lines were. Mine was, instead, the courtyard is filled with people, all who are ready to see blood.
Whoa!
So
You planned that. No. You planned that, Natalie.
no, that's my last line.
That's crazy.
Cody, do you want to read the last line you read in your published book that you got there?
Sure. Help me get it out of here, and I'll tell you.
All right.
That's the last line I read, right before this
Love it.
lovely little squiggle.
Right before the squiggle. Brielle, do you want to participate?
I mean, I can. It's not very interesting because my last line was literally just like, well, really, it's just one word, but I'm like in the middle of a dialogue exchange. So it's just, he nodded slightly, Juno, which is him saying the name of his brother. So nothing crazy.
He nodded slightly. I love it. I love it. Kayla.
Okay, I wasn't even working.
You don't
on
have
it.
to participate, but if you want to.
No, that's okay. It's where am I? Deep blue turned to a glittering teal, which reminded her of twilight. There could have been much worse lines. Like, I was looking at the one before that, and I was like, "Oh, thank God, it's not like the last paragraph."
Read the last chapter that you wrote in entirety.
No,
period. We would be so
No, that was beautiful.
Chapter.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Lines.
Charlie, long time no see, girl. Anyway, she wrote, "That's what I needed to find you," she said, reaching for his hand. "We need to talk."
Oh, God.
Is this from Project Daydream? Are we still writing that one? Because I remember that's the last one you were talking about on your channel, so I'm just curious.
Yasmin's was, "Then he walks away after her." Simple, straightforward. I like it. Took a bit to get going. Sure.
That's real.
Rebecca says, "You do know I can see the future, right?" I felt my eyebrow lift as she stared into the paper under the pile and schemed it fast. Yep, they have no clue who I worked for. Sometimes when I read these, I'm like, do I know how to read? She stood there, naked, staring in front of her mirror, completely still. The dust motes slowly moved through the sunlight. A bird flew past her window, cawed, and then moved on.
Period.
Most of the time, he was convinced that his boyfriend didn't even realize how powerful he was. Oh, okay. "I believe you owe me a debt," character name. Oh, I see you. "The eternal flame in my torch sputtered in the cold air of the chamber, but then brightened. And I won't cheat this time." Anna does cheat. Anna likes to write her best lines. No. "Wandering," I said simply. The two guards looked unconvinced. Unfinished sentence. Do you guys also stop in the middle of unfinished sentences?
Mm-hmm.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, because it's a good way to get started, like to spark because you have to finish the sentence, and then once you do that, you're like, okay, what's the next sentence, and then
Except my problem is I go back to it and I'm like, what was I gonna say? I don't know what I was gonna say. Let's see. Okay, we have a few more. Rachel said, "And I took a step closer to him. I kind of like the idea of sneaking around with you." Ooh. Girl. Charlie says, "Yes, it is Project Daydream."
Oh, slay.
Annie said, "Her lamp and her journal were tucked underneath her nightstand. The privacy gnawed at him and he listened. He didn't want to go through that, even though she would let him." I like bees. I've had quicker responses from corpses.
Period.
I'm a big fan. He flinches as if struck. Oh, God's the wine. Y'all, there's so many of you putting these out. I love it, but also there's so many of you here right now.
Look, you asked for this, Natalie.
I did, but usually there's only like 10. Everyone's loving their lines today. Okay. "With tears coming down my cheeks, I thrive in sadness. They will not marry a princess to a blind..." I can't say that on my channel, but that's fair. Knox pulled a Coke? He pulled a Coke from his... "Knox pulled a cloak from his pack. It belonged to your brother. I heard about his death. I'm sorry for your loss." Love it. All right, everybody. Should we do the thing again? I feel like
Yeah.
we've been chatting.
Let's
Should we
do
chat
it.
again? Do we want to write? What's the vibe? What are we feeling?
I'm just vibing. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Fair. Braille, Kayla, right? Yeah.
Sorry, I zoned right out. Yes.
I could
Yeah.
write again.
Okay.
Period.
Let's do that. Let's go for another 25. And yeah, see you after the 25, y'all. Make sure that you're writing good things so that you can tell me your last sentences. All right, good luck. Hello again.
Hello.
How'd it go, people?
We're good. We're at another chapter and a half.
Anything interesting happen?
She was reunited with an old friend from back in her days of killing people.
Love.
Yeah, she was
Sounds great.
a hired mercenary. Like beforehand, like the whole premise is she was like a hired mercenary, and she wants to leave that life behind and start a new life with, by making her own coffee shop and just having a more peaceful life that doesn't have so much death in it. And so, yeah,
Respect.
going from killing people to a coffee shop.
Yeah. Brielle, how'd you do?
Sorry, me still literally being in the scene. Went really well. It went really well.
Clearly, you're still engaged in the scene.
This is like one of those moments where I have a bunch of pieces of dialogue and like pieces of exchanges, and I'm trying to like move things and make it all fit together. So
Mhm.
but we're getting there slowly but surely.
Yeah. Kayla, how about you?
Still working on the character stuff. I've kind of just like gone back into my draft 4 notes where I had a bunch of character stuff figured out. And I've kind of just been like not organizing it, but I guess clarifying some stuff and maybe making it into, I don't know, just making it make a bit more sense in my head. It is making sense. I feel like there's always, I don't know, there's just so much you can do for character work, and you never know what's going to work best for you until you've tried all the things. So I'm trying some new things that are working really well. It's a lot more intuitive, but it's going well.
Are you a plan a lot in advance type of person, or like feel it out as you go?
I like try to plot. I don't know. I wing it a lot. I do try to plot stuff. I just like change a lot. I think it's going to depend on the project, honestly. I don't really know where I fall at this point. I feel like often I'll plot and then I'll just start to follow the plot, but then just kind of do whatever feels right. So then the plot was useless. Well, not useless, but the rest of the plot is useless. Sometimes I try to stick to some sort of outline. At this point in time, I'm trying to at least hit the major plot points, just because there's like things that I didn't keep track of in previous drafts that need to be kept track of now, because it's just going to make more sense for I think like if I do that for this draft, I know that it's just going to be so much less work on the next draft because I'm actually going to have kept track of those things. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be better. First drafts, I always wing it, I feel like, even when I plot them. But then after that, I feel like I need to actually structure things or I lose everything.
Yeah. I mean, that makes total sense to me. I feel like you said it, but I feel like with every single book I've written, I've had a different process.
Yeah.
Which is so annoying. Like, I would love to have a process that works every time.
Yeah. There's like no
I guess
formula.
it's just like author evolution, I guess. I got like 200 words. I hit a wall and I had to sit and brainstorm for a second. But I think I figured it out. I don't know. I'm in one of those like connective tissue scenes where like it's just trying to put the other two scenes together, and it's probably not going to make it into the next draft, but I need to write it for now, so that's what we're doing right now. Last lines, anybody?
I mean, I don't think my last line would be exactly the same because I've just been writing character stuff.
What was the last character thing you wrote?
You want me to read the character thing? What was the last thing I wrote? I was talking about like how she would act at the beginning of the story, and I said I think she would be closed off to new people and people who were not her family, given that she is a princess. So it's an incomplete sentence. There's more to it, but I'm like.
I also ended in the middle of the process.
Cody.
I ended on some more dialogue. Well, whoever made off with it, said Tandri, I feel very, very sorry for them.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's the tea. Tandri,
Brio.
get somebody.
Depends what we're considering the last line here.
That's the last thing you wrote.
The last thing I technically wrote was he winced like he'd realized his own tastelessness too. Basically, he was just a bit of an ass.
I like that one. I like that one a lot. Mine was, it's a unfinished sentence, so I'll say the one right before it, which is, it's a lie I think he believes.
I love that, Natalie.
Thank you. Okay, I'm just gonna do a few of the last lines because I can't read another 50 of them.
Yeah.
Irene said, "Don't forget to have fun," he called out as she closed the door. I love Ian's last line in real life. Does anyone else want a burger? Yes, that would be great. There was magic in this room. That's why I could smell it. Cookies bribed her. Cookies bribed me as well. Okay. Let's do a question and then like a little baby sprint, like maybe like a 10 or a 15.
Down.
And then Brielle can go to sleep and we can all be tucked up in our little blankies.
Like dinner time.
I promise I'm not actually dozing, everyone. I just think maybe my focused face and sleepy Brielle together is making it look like I'm literally on a keel. So I promise I'm good.
I feel like I'm the most boring person to watch type because I'm just like, it's completely blank, like
Nothing
dead.
happening.
Like some people are like making faces while they write, like, "Ooh, good line," and I'm just like, nothing's happening. Completely devoid of emotion.
I mean, I feel like the weirder my facial expression, probably the better the writing's going. Like if I'm looking crazy, I'm probably actually in the zone. So yes.
I'm the opposite. Like if I look like my computer has frozen and I haven't moved and I'm just doing this, it's probably a great writing session. I don't know. I have a question for y'all. And this might be a hard question, but what is
I'm gonna charger, so if I disappear from the frame, I'm still listening. But yes.
sure.
Feels like I
Sure
actually
you
don't
are,
want to answer the
Brielle.
hard questions, so
She's like, I'm actually leaving now. I'm too tired. Question is, what is the best piece of advice that you got as a young writer? So like when you just started telling stories, what was the piece of advice that really stuck with you?
Mine was just to never stop asking questions. And like never like stop being inquisitive about things.
And that's like how you plot things now, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, but also I feel like that's where most of my story ideas come from, is just me being inquisitive about things. Like I'll just be, because as an ADHD person, there's always like 4 tabs playing and one of them's got noise playing up in the brain of mine. And so usually, like for example, like for my book right now, I was like what would happen if like the sun just died and people had to, people found a way, the government found a way to monetize sunlight, like they found a way, because I was thinking about our water bill being so high one time, and I was like, water is a natural resource. Why are we having to pay blah, blah, blah? And I was like, well, wait, what if like, it was one step further and it was like the sun or something. So that's how most of my story ideas come up with, is I'm like, oh, what if this thing, but with this other natural resource? And then the boom, story idea. Don't give them ideas.
I love that. So never stop asking questions. Anybody else?
Low-key, I'm not sure that young me got too much great writing advice, to be honest. I have gripes with the adults that were in my life as a child, maybe. I don't know. Or at least like I never had like an English teacher that I really connected with or anything like that, like that I can like remember as like really formative. But I do think it came maybe in high school or a little later, but learning what subtext was, I feel like, is something that really changed, obviously, the game for me, and something that I still obviously actively employ all the time. So I feel like that was when things really started to, like, I don't know, maybe I started to level up a little bit, was when it wasn't like just the characters saying exactly what they're thinking all the time.
I love that. I feel like I am not good at subtext, so please help. Kayla?
I don't know. I was also thinking, I feel like I didn't really receive much writing advice when I was younger when I was writing. I feel like some of the comments I received were like not positive like when it came to writing. I don't know. I feel like I also maybe don't have the best memory also for when I was younger.
That's fair.
I blacked out a lot, so so I feel like I just don't remember a lot, but I feel like I guess like more recent writing advice that I like that's always like very grounding and helps me realign, I think, is to I guess write the story that you would want to read rather than like
Yeah.
focusing on trends and like things that are popular and things that have like done well. I think, yeah, because it's very easy, especially when you're online a lot, to get swept up in those sort of influences. So I feel like that's a nice kind of piece of writing advice that every time I hear it, I'm like, oh yeah, like this is your story. Like the story is for you. Like write it how it came to you and how it like is supposed to be coming to you, not how it seems like it should be based on like external influences. But yeah, I feel like I heard that within the past couple of years. So
No, I love that. That's amazing advice. Mine, like the first piece of advice that I ever remember getting was a teacher telling me, like, no one can make you stop writing. Like, if you write for yourself and you write because you love it, then it doesn't matter if you don't get published. It doesn't matter if other people don't want to read it. If you're just writing for you, no one can make you stop writing. And honestly, I don't even really know if that makes a whole lot of sense, but it really stuck with me as a kid. And it's something that I'm like, yeah, I'm just doing it for me. Like, it's great if the other stuff happens, but nobody can tell me to stop dreaming, stop writing, you know?
Amen.
I like it.
Amen.
Yeah. I wish that was more. I just wish kids were more encouraged in general to stick with things, because I low-key feel like, I don't know, I almost feel like there's too much emphasis put on like whether or not you're good at, like, a good writer as a kid and stuff, when I really think that what should be being encouraged is just like, no, like keep going, because realistically, are that many kids writing great stuff? No. But how do they get great? If they keep going. So I wish it was just like more, like, I just wish we were more encouraging of young people just like following their passions and keeping going.
Yeah.
I wish I could get back the many years that I didn't write for because I was discouraged, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I think this is specifically an American problem, but probably elsewhere as well, or at least like a Western problem. But I feel like we're so focused on accomplishments and like doing things great and perfectionism that sometimes, like Brielle said, parents or adult figures will be like, oh, you're naturally athletic. We should go like really deep and hard on the athletics. And you're like, well, what if we were just well-rounded people? What if we liked a little bit of everything and we did a little bit of everything until you're like 17, 18, 25 and you decide what it is you really want to focus on, you know? So I agree. I wish that we let kids try lots of things and love lots of different things.
Yeah.
Instead of going to high school and being like, are you a theater kid or are you a soccer kid or do you write books? Like, why can't I be all of them, you know?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Agree more.
This is beautiful and also so sad. You'd be amazed what happens to a child when a parent encourages their child. Yeah,
It's true.
It's true. It's really hard to find like mentors. I think specifically when you're young, because you either have a mentor in your life or you don't. and it's easier when you're like an adult to like go out and seek a mentor. But when you're a kid, you kind of just have what you have, you know?
It's true.
Speaking of which, do y'all have mentors? Like whether you know them personally or they're like a parasocial relationship mentor?
No.
No.
Sounds nice.
That's so nice.
I just watch YouTube videos and talk to my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like in a
Community.
way, you guys are all my mentors. Like,
Yeah.
I learned stuff from you guys and I get encouraged by you guys. And
But
I feel like that counts.
But I feel like I'd be classified more as like a colleague, you know, because you can learn
Mhm.
things from your colleagues as well.
That's true. But I also think all three of you are smarter than me. So
I don't know about
I
that.
don't think that's true.
That sounds inaccurate, actually.
hmm.
I feel
Well.
like I've learned a lot from like Lynn and Chris.
Yes.
And like I would go to them if I had a question about something I didn't know how to do. So I feel like that's as close as I could think right now.
Yeah. I guess there's like parasocial mentors in the community, like you said.
Right.
Yeah. But it would be cool to have like a direct mentor.
I know, right?
You just have
it makes you think
calls with, like, I don't know, done all the things you want to do. That sounds wild. How do people find that?
I'm gonna DM like a famous author on Instagram and be like, would you like to be my mentor? You have no idea who I am. Okay, well, there's the question. If you had any author out there to be your mentor, who would it be? I know Brielle's answer, I think.
What would my answer be?
Is it Sarah J. Maas?
Okay, yeah, that's right.
I knew it.
Oh God.
I need to look at my bookshelf and contemplate it.
I think Rick Riordan would be a good
I was literally just
be a good one.
Mine would be Leigh Bardugo.
Oh, shout out Leigh Bardugo.
Mm-hmm. I think she'd be a really good mentor.
I'm having a really hard time picking. I feel like maybe I also don't really, I don't know. I feel like someone like Victoria Aveyard, even though I haven't even read all of her books, but I think that she has it seems like she has a very level head, you know, when it comes to like everything in her career. So I feel like she'd be a good mentor.
Yeah.
That would also be so overwhelming that if I ever spoke to her, I would just like go mute. So I don't know if it would actually be that beneficial.
Okay.
Hi.
I feel like that's a good point though. Like I feel like for myself, I think I would be more so intimidated to the point where I don't know if a mentor type figure is really what would benefit me most. Like I think I get more from like peer-to-peer helping each other vibes versus like, I don't know. I feel like I get very intimidated by anyone in an authority position and I would honestly take what they said to heart way too much. I'm already a people pleaser. If I had a mentor, I would not have a single individual thought ever again. So I'm good.
I like to think your mentor would be really sensitive to that and would be, maybe
if I found a good one, I feel like, I don't know, just thinking back to like professors and stuff that I had back in the day, I'm like, anyone who was mentor-esque, I feel like left scars on my sweet little heart.
Yeah.
You went to film school, right?
I did.
Yes. I went to theater school and I also had some professors like that. So I think it's an arts thing.
So
all right. Shall we do a little baby sprint? Are we thinking 10 minutes, 15? Pop off in the chat. What do you want? 2 minutes? Just kidding. Don't do that.
You say 2?
Just wishful thinking. It's fine. I'm very sleepy.
so ambitious. Like we haven't talked that much, so I feel like we could do a little longer.
A little longer chat or a little longer writing?
A little longer sprint, I was gonna say.
Chat. Thank you. That's exactly what I thought you were gonna say.
You silly goose. I'll tell you in the
about 20 minutes.
Goose. I'm down for 20.
I would do 20.
All right. 20 it is, even though the entire chat is saying different things.
Yeah. Ignoring what we asked the chat and then we ignored it immediately.
But they're giving much more than 2 options. 7.5 minutes. That is
I like that one.
easy.
Okay, everyone's now agreeing with 20 now that we've we've offered
Okay.
it as an option. Okay,
This
let
is
me
logic.
readjust
Final
my
answer.
focus. Nobody look at me. Nobody perceive
I'm
me. while I
staring
do this.
directly at you, actually.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Oh, my keyboard went to sleep. Oh no. Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine. Nobody perceive me. Okay,
I'm perceiving.
ready? Stop perceiving. Okay,
Natalie.
let's write for 20 minutes.
Bye.
How did the last sprint go for everybody?
It was a sleigh. I did not do any reading, but I did. One of my beta readers actually finished GWC, so I was on a phone call with them, and they were just telling me all their fun feedback, and I was just asking questions, and yeah, it was a good time.
That's delightful.
Yeah.
Good things? Did anything?
Yeah, no, they really enjoyed it, and they really liked the ending and like that little final punch that I added. So yeah, for sure.
Yay! That's exciting.
Yeah.
Brielle, how'd you do?
Mine was good. I'm like not really moving forward in the scene. I'm still like kind of tweaking the same range. But I think I'm getting somewhere maybe. I don't know. I can't tell if I'm spinning my wheels or making progress. It's one of those sessions, you know.
Mhm. Honestly, same over here. I'm like, am I actually making any progress, or am I writing stuff that I never want to be in this book today? I don't know. What about you, Kayla? How'd you do?
It was good. I did a little bit of writing, adding to chapter 5. I mostly did the character work again. Stuff made sense. Stuff was solidified, which was good. And then, yeah, I was like, honestly, I'm just gonna jump into chapter 5, write a couple lines, see what happens. I feel like also lately the process has been a lot of like doing a little bit of structural work or character work or just like the logistical stuff. And then I will catch myself doing too much of that because I could do that endlessly. And I'm like, okay, I think this is enough. We need to jump back into the draft and actually write something and then see what comes up after that. So that was what that sprint was for me.
I feel like you can get stuck in I call it the Pinterest phase, but like the planning everything phase, because you're just like so excited, and that's the easy part.
Yeah.
I kind of want to actually do the hard part. I got, let's see, 237 words. Way more than I thought I would have.
Yeah.
But I'm not feeling strong about this chapter, but you know what? That's next draft's problem.
Exactly.
Do we want to do some last lines? Cody has none for us.
Mine was talk to you later.
Perfect. Brielle.
Gone.
Yeah, I don't really have anything. Okay, this isn't technically the last one, but recent line was I couldn't stop picturing that haunting blood-soaked smile or thinking about the bruises I'd see peeking out of Corio's shirt when I sat behind him in class tomorrow.
Ooh.
That's tea.
Mine also has to do with bruises.
Oh.
We're both writing fantasy. I mean, you know.
Yeah, that's so real.
Mine is every visit there's a new bruise on his cheek, a new cut on his skin.
Ooh. That's so dark.
Yeah. I'm in the darkest part of the book. So everything that I've been reading lately is like very depressing. Kayla, do you have anything to share?
Yeah, I feel like my last line also, okay, I only wrote like a paragraph and a half, also has to do with colors. I feel like the last one did. It is, she turned in a circle to where oranges and pinks faded to purple, but there was nothing but endless waves.
Wow.
That's a sleigh.
Y'all are such good writers.
I like colors.
Hey, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Colors.
All right. Well, this has been a delight. Thank you guys for all being here and streaming with me as I attempt to write this book more and more. It's nice to have a community. Come do it with me and bully/encourage me.
Always down to bully you.
Thanks for
thank you, Cody.
Every
day. Do we want to plug anything before we go? Go in our little circle again.
Sure. I posted a video on Monday talking about my 1 year on AuthorTube.
Hmm.
I have a Patreon where if you want to support me in my writing, I post stuff on there, do extra live streams every week, as well as share some of my writing. And the first 3 chapters of the book that I'm publishing later this year is actually live over there. If you want to read it, get a little extra bonus sneak peek. And doing so will also enter you automatically into some giveaways that I'll be doing in the next couple months surrounding the release of that book. So links are all over my channel somewhere. And yeah, I'm doing weekly live streams with Taylor on the channel at 6 p.m. on Mondays. So yeah, our next one is over on her channel.
Sweet. Brianne.
Nice. Yes, I'm on YouTube. Brielle Writes. I'm on Instagram. Brielle is Writing. And I also have a Patreon with exclusive content that you can check out if you want. Yeah, those are my plugs.
You also have critique services.
Oh, true. Let me read and critique your book. Thank you.
Kayla.
Yeah, I'm also on YouTube at Kayla Kempers. Cool. I'm on Instagram. I don't post as much there, but it's Kayla Kempers Writes. So yeah, and I have a video going up tomorrow that is more poetry focused, actually. It's very, very poetry.
Speaking of which, you're a published author.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I guess so. What about that? Yeah, I have a self-published poetry collection if anyone likes poetry. I feel like that's also why I don't plug it as much, because I feel like most of my people like the fantasy, like novels and stuff. So I'm like, do you want some pretty words?
Well, I like your poetry, so we're going to plug it on my channel. Everyone go read Kayla's work.
Also have that.
And I am Natalie, and this is my channel, and sometimes I make videos. I'm on a bit of a hiatus right now. Life got a little crazy, but I will be back soon. I make, honestly, whatever I feel like at the time. Sometimes advice videos, sometimes vlogs. Sometimes I have crazy ideas like, hey, let's write 10,000 words in one weekend and ask my friends to join. So if you're interested in the chaos, that's me. And I stream every Wednesday with Taylor and Wright. We flip-flop whose channel we're on. This coming Wednesday will be on my channel if you want to join another live stream with more chaos, because when I'm with Taylor, nothing good happens ever. So have a good night, everybody. We love you so much. Thank you for hanging out with us, and we'll see you on the internet somewhere.